Alright, and let's get this video game music off right here, and we're going into the semifinals. RaZZoRMaN versus CoopeR. It is 0-0. Want to get that updated as well. Here we go. And we're all ready. Another Orc Mirror, just like last game, so hope you're all ready for that. Last game versus RaZZoRMaN VB. RaZZoRMaN opting in for that Blade Master. But at the end of the day, the constant pressure of Farseer Firelord was just too much to handle. Too much heat. And Farseer coming out for CoopeR. And Farseer, as expected, for RaZZor. Both players want to get into the grand final here. Best of 3. Starting off on Turtle Rock. But we see a repeat of last series from RaZZoRMaN here. RaZZoRMaN opted for the strong Tier 2 push. Firelord, Raiders. Have not seen CoopeR play yet this series, so this should be quite interesting. Warmill up early. Maybe some Headhunter. Will we see potentially some tower pushes as well? And gonna skip right past the turtle camp, go right to work on the opponent. RaZZoRMaN potentially knowing this has his proxy shop where he likes it. Right in the middle of Turtle Rock. Looks like that's going to get up just in time. Not gonna get any easy damage there. Gonna have to take this thing down the old-fashioned way with some fortified armor. And looking like a peon is going to pay the price for building way out in the open there. That proxy shop is going to come at a cost of his life. RaZZoRMaN opting to go down, potentially start getting some early harassment onto CoopeR's base.
A player's forces are under attack.
And we'll start seeing the composition of CoopeR opting to go Headhunters. CoopeR does not want this proxy shop up for long. Will take it down. And now no shop available for RaZZoRMaN at the moment, but one coming up online right at home base right away. RaZZoRMaN wants to take down the turtle camp, get level 2. Chain Lightning and Feral Spirits now online. Although 3 Headhunters in the back, going to have quite a bit of damage potential. Needs to be careful. CoopeR going to take some turtle camps for himself. Take down this Voodoo Lounge before it comes up, before it becomes a problem. RaZZoRMaN sees it and takes it, deals with it immediately. Also taking some peons for the ride as well. And there we go. RaZZoRMaN continuing the pressure, as always, as he likes to do. Endo, sorry to hear that. I can work on getting something restarted as soon as we have maybe a little break in the game. And CoopeR here, trying to return back to home base, but pretty wounded, 30% health. Needs to be careful here. Level 2 RaZZoRMaN is going to look deadlier and deadlier. Chain Lightning now available. Going to be able to fry some of these Headhunters who fall to too low a health. Grunt's also able to deal a lot of damage to these Headhunters as well. RaZZoRMaN with the Cloak of Shadows, going to be perfectly safe whenever times get tough. Going to try to take down this Voodoo Lounge again and cancel 2 Voodoo Lounges from CoopeR. Another cancel is awarded. Very low health RaZZoRMaN here. Needs to be careful, pushing these Grunts back. Wounded Grunts going back first. Wounded Headhunters also in the mix, trying to stick around in case this Farseer reveals itself. And also attempting to cancel yet another shop. Farseer falling really low, very dangerously low. A 3rd cancel now, as the 4th attempt of the Voodoo Lounge begins. And CoopeR with a successful defense for now. As RaZZoRMaN. No proxy shop available, but the shop is available back home right now. Stronghold on the line. No tier 2 has begun, but we may see Firelord yet again, and we do. We all know RaZZoRMaN, a big fan of that Firelord Farseer push mid-game. That 6-minute mark, he loves to hit that 6-minute timer right onto the main base of his opponent and right on cue. 6 minutes on the dot. Farseer, Firelord are here, preventing any watchtowers from going up and potentially a 4th cancel of this shop. Torn Chieftain almost out, almost online. Those War Stomps are going to be very helpful, very vicious. Allow these Headhunters to get some cancels, get some kills, get some lockdown. One more burrow is going to fall, putting RaZZoRMaN ahead in supply capability, 41 to 31. And just so much summon potential from RaZZoRMaN right now as CoopeR's Farseer falling dangerously low right now, down to 130 health, now sub 100 health. A nice War Stomp from CoopeR. CoopeR does want to retreat back. As the Firelord, falling down to sub 100 himself, is going to continue to push back in, and a 5th shop attempt from CoopeR. And potentially yet another cancel from RaZZoRMaN, sending the Wolves after it right away. Wants no shop to be coming up for CoopeR. And this hurts. Every second the shop's not up, no items being purchased. It all adds up and snowballs out of control eventually. A nice vicious War Stomp getting both Grunts and the Farseer of RaZZoRMaN, pushing him back. Grunts trying to get into position, get some surface area on these Headhunters. One Headhunter is going to be pulled back just enough as the Wolves go to town onto the Headhunters yet again. Torn Chieftain in some good position and has enough mana for another stomp very soon. Will he use it or will he spend time? This Lava Spawn trying to replicate does get replicated. And now more summons for CoopeR to deal with. Moving back the injured and wounded heroes here. No shop up to get any sort of heal salves off onto the heroes. The shop has been canceled not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 times this game. Torn Chieftain falling into critical levels is going to fall with one further auto attack of the Farseer, who gets also level 3. And some upgraded Feral Spirits as well, going to certainly help with the push. An all-in attempt from RaZZoRMaN here. Farseer back into a safer position. RaZZoRMaN smells blood, and he wants to finish this game, take it 1-0 on Turtle Rock. Firelord is back. Summons are coming online. Looking to get some auto attacks in and replicate themselves. Farseer taking some auto attack damage from the Firelord, who has now changed over to the Headhunters, who continually get locked down by the ensnare of the Raiders. Torn Chieftain back online with a stomp in the inventory. Stomp online right now. Going to use it and capture one Wolf Raider and one Grunt will pay the price. Torn Chieftain locked down immediately and focus fire down by RaZZoRMaN. RaZZoRMaN tried to get that focus fire up, but the Torn Chieftain able to slip back into the base, into a more defensive position. Shop is finally online. Healing Salve purchased, Healing Salve used. But the Torn Chieftain unfortunately needs to stay out of the battle for a little bit longer, get up to some sort of healthy level here. More Headhunters getting locked down by Ensnare as the lead of RaZZoRMaN continues to increase. 49 food to 29 food now. And there's just so much pressure from RaZZoRMaN with those summons with the Raiders, and it's not even your typical Farseer Headhunter build right now. It's Farseer Raiders alongside the summons of the Firelord as well. Wolves attacking one another. Torn Chieftain is kind of stuck in the back here, continually getting ensnared. Wolves also getting ensnared by the Raiders. Easily to take down. Barracks, another one up and coming for CoopeR. CoopeR trying to salvage anything he can with the low food count of 27 food. And just the overwhelming army of RaZZoRMaN seemingly never diminishing as more Raiders march across the map of Turtle Rock and chain ensnare the Torn Chieftain. Torn Chieftain falls again. Level 3 Farseer is all that stands in the way of RaZZoRMaN and victory here on Turtle Rock. continuing to pressure, wanting to make sure no watchtowers get up, maybe even a couple burrow cancels, but for now has his eyes set on the remaining army of CoopeR. One headhunter remains, a Farseer also remains, very weak. Raiders as well going to sick the wolves onto the injured units. A Raider and Grunt may fall if he cannot get them back. Those will be nice pickoffs for CoopeR. Critical strike from the wolf does secure the kill of the last Grunt of RaZZoRMaN. Now just one Raider remains. Torch Chief to back out, but unfortunately the wolf went to town on the Farseer in the back here. Farseer does fall, one level 1. Torch Chief to remains. GG is called. And we'll see you in the next one, game 2. All right, and well done by RaZZoRMaN there, taking game 1 on Turtle Rock. As we're going to game 2, and it looks like this one is going to be on Northern Isles. RaZZoRMaN really moving on up in the tournament here. Wants a shot at the title, wants to get into the grand final versus Sheik or Death Note. And I'm going to update our capitalization of letters here. And there we go, and we're ready for Game 2 on Northern Isles. Really great finish to that Game 1 there. RaZZoRMaN, so much pressure, and you're now all getting to see the play style of RaZZoRMaN. We're now getting to learn a bit about the man, the myth, the legend himself. That Farseer Firelord push is so strong. So strong in the mid-game. Question is, how do you beat it? We have yet to see anyone beat it in this tournament. Question remains, can CoopeR figure out some sort of counter to this? And if RaZZoRMaN 2-0s this, is someone in the grand finals going to figure out a counter to this? Because right now, RaZZoRMaN, very strong showing here in the 4Players Cup Gold. Again, thank you all for coming on this Friday. Hope you're all enjoying your Friday. Hope you all have exciting weekend plans as we get your weekend started off here with 4Players Cup semifinals. CoopeR versus RaZZoRMaN, Game 2. And with that, we're going to Northern Isles. And updating the scoreboard there, RaZZoRMaN with a 1-0 so far. Took it on Turtle Rock. With the style we all know RaZZoRMaN, or are learning about RaZZoRMaN, that Farseer Firelord push, so devastating. So hard to counter, so hard to defend against. Because once he puts his foot on the gas, he doesn't let go. That lead foot of RaZZoRMaN, pushing those summons down the throat of his opponents. RaZZoRMaN in the top right, donning the yellow trunks this game. Will we see a similar strategy to the previous 3? Farseer Firelord. This game, we're not going to see a proxy shop from RaZZor. Going to build that shop right at home base here. Nice and safe. And right on cue, Farseer on the way. Blademaster. CoopeR's going to try a alternative strategy here to deal with the constant harassment of the Farseer. Is going to try to get some slicing and dicing going. And potentially no headhunters as well. Going to opt for Blademaster Grunts this time around. And as we're getting started here, getting rolling on Northern Isles, how are you all doing today? It is Friday. Thank you so much for joining us. 4Players Cup Gold. We have CoopeR and RaZZoRMaN in the semifinals, and up on top bracket, casted on Back to Warcraft by the legend Carson. We have Sheik versus Death Note. So really exciting match over on Back to Warcraft. Make sure to go over, give them a shout out as well. Carson doing a great job as always, and continuing to just push the community forward day in and day out. Back to Warcraft. Always on top of it. CoopeR beginning the creeping attempts here, getting the first item of a circlet, going to really like that for the early game. Blademaster loves to see that. Some more agility certainly going to help with this early game push of RaZZoRMaN. We all know it's coming. People who don't even play Warcraft know it's coming. They know the Fire Lord's on deck as well. Question is, how is CoopeR going to respond? Sicking the wolves onto the grunt, chipping away a little bit at a time here, and the Blademaster has enough damage, and the Farseer has to respect this and back out.
A player's forces are under attack.
One peon in each burrow, getting some more surface area on the attack capabilities, pushing back the Feral Spirits as it does desummon on its own. Not awarding XP to anybody here. Blademaster still locked into the XP from the ogre he killed before, granting him the circlet. Then sold the TP, bought 2 heal salves as well as a speed scroll. And we had the Farseer with a salve clarity of its own as well as a scroll speed to go along with it. Feral Spirits going to town onto the grunts, as usual, trying to do as much harassment damage as possible. And meanwhile, the Blademaster continues to chase the Farseer. Around and round we go on Northern Isles here. Ring around the rosy in this little alcove here. As Farseer looking to cancel some salves on the grunts, but can't quite get into the position he's looking for. Has to back up himself, pop a clarity and salve as well as the tier 2. 40% online to CoopeR's 50%. Wolves continuing to be a nuisance at the home base of CoopeR. And back right on cue, Farseer now. A lot of mana, has a couple wolves left in the back pocket. As the mana points are climbing, Blademaster tried to protect the peon backline, and the shop of CoopeR yet again in danger. If you forgot from game 1, 4 shops were canceled from RaZZoRMaN last game, resulting in no early items for CoopeR whatsoever, and a watchtower this time going up. Wants all the help he can get to prevent this constant harassment, constant pressure from RaZZoRMaN. RaZZoRMaN is just so good at applying it consistently and continuously throughout the early game. Tier 2 about to be online, and we all know what's coming. The Grunt's here. The Grunt's ready to purchase them. The Fire Lord is most certainly on deck. There he is. Lava spawns. And the RaZZoRMaN special now beginning. How will CoopeR react? How will CoopeR counter this? He knew it was coming. Your grandmother knew it was coming. Your cousin knew it was coming. Everyone knew this was coming. How do we deal with it? And CoopeR feels Grunt's Blademaster is the way to deal with this. And a Shadow Hunter. So we saw attempts like this from RaZZoRMaN as well. Unfortunately was not able to take it home, as RaZZor swept that series 2-0 as well. Will we see a similar result here as the Shadow Hunter is now online? Being chased back, critical levels here. Blademaster certainly capable of catching it if it had a speed scroll of its own, and does not want to pop it. Wants to pull it back a little bit. CoopeR in dangerous territory here. Shadow Hunter getting focused down by the Fire Lord, and the Feral Spirits do get blocked off and body blocked by the Grunt here. Grunt preventing access to the Shadow Hunter, but now access has been granted. There's so many units here from RaZZoRMaN, so many summons, wolves, lava spawns, you name it, they're here. Grunt's also now in the mix, but the food counts are pretty even at 34 right now. And a proxy Spirit Lodge built off to the side. But it will be revealed as CoopeR needs to round about the trees here to get into safety. Hex onto the Fire Lord, looking to get a surround potentially on this Fire Lord. Not able to lock it in, but potentially able to get enough auto attacks here. Will we get a TP transferred or some sort of way to protect this Fire Lord? Fire Lord is going to fall finally. The Fire Lord is no more. Giving CoopeR a little bit of breathing room here for the first time in quite a while. The constant pressure from RaZZoRMaN. Blademaster would really love level 2 right now, but you got to be careful with that Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter suffering a lot of damage from those Feral Spirits right now. Lava Spawn also getting denied by RaZZoRMaN. Very nice. Preventing any XP gain. And just like Game 1 and 2 of last series and Game 1 of this series, the double bestiary, the Raiders are on the way. Firelord also being retrained back at the altar. Meanwhile, CoopeR really trying to get some sort of creeping advantage here. He knows he needs the Shaman to deal with these summons. Also likes to put Lightning Shield on himself to get some extra damage on to the massive, just the raw masses of summoned units. Any damage he can get with the front line of the Blade Master will help him in the long term of this game. RaZZoRMaN trying to get a level advantage of his own right now without the Firelord around to soak up any XP. Farseer now at level 2.4. Firelord not far behind. Just a couple critical creep kills here. And the Farseer himself will be level 2. Blade Master is going to get level 2 here and is going to really need it for this next battle that is coming up at home base. Going to get it from this Ogre Magi here. Potion of Greater Healing as well. Going to be a very nice item to help fend off this incoming attack. 4 grunts, a lot of summoned units, and the Raiders are now online from RaZZoRMaN going to town on his favorite building of CoopeR's, the shop. Remember, the shop fell 4 times last game. And this marks the first time of this game the Proxy Spirit Lodge has been found just in time to potentially prevent Adept training from completing. Will he get Adept training finished? He will not. He's going to need to cancel it. Does not get it, unfortunately, for CoopeR. CoopeR's going to have to go with Shaman level 0 at the moment and deal with Purge. Is he going to be able to have enough mana to purge these summon units? RaZZoRMaN's Raiders are continuing to fall down to the normal damage of the Grunts and the Blade Master. The medium armor of the Raiders taking amplified damage, but the Shadow Hunter is ensnared and surrounded and destroyed, courtesy of RaZZoRMaN. RaZZoRMaN, so much firepower with those summoned units, with the ranged attacks of the Firelord and the Farseer going to town on what's left of CoopeR's army right now. But Blade Master so strong, able to easily 90 damage, critical strike that Raider down. More summons on the way for RaZZoRMaN. Lava Spawns in the back, looking to replicate themselves. 37 food for CoopeR, 43 food for RaZZoRMaN. The Blade Master trying to carry this battle as much as he possibly can, dealing so much damage with level 2 Windwalk and level 1 critical strike, but is it enough? RaZZoRMaN with some critical ensnares onto the army, onto the melee units of CoopeR, who are stuck in place, frozen in time, only able to get a couple auto attacks off onto these Feral Spirits, and one more grunt does fall for CoopeR, down to 30 food now. 43 food for RaZZoRMaN as the Raiders continue to join the battle, join the fray, and aid RaZZoRMaN's efforts to take down this base. CoopeR falling to 50% health on the Blade Master as one more grunt does fall for RaZZoRMaN. CoopeR trying to close the gap right now. One more Raider of RaZZoRMaN might be able to fall, but it's not enough. Reveal popped. Blade Master is revealed. You can see it down here. He is detected. Shadow Hunter now online, going to get some chain healing onto that Blade Master, onto the remainder of the army. CoopeR now transitioning to Headhunters as well. Siege damage going to work on the fortified armor of the buildings of the Orc player right now. CoopeR. No more Watchtowers in stock. Blade Master, critical strikes onto the units. Now going to work onto the Raiders. Raider line have some ensnares ready for chain ensnaring that Blade Master. Blade Master does have a healing potion. 500 health restored to the Blade Master. Shadow Hunter also has a little bit of mana left as well. Maybe enough for a critical chain heal. There it is, just in time. Pushing the Raiders back. Blade Master going to town, slicing and dicing up this Raider, but it's not enough. Reveal is popped, and he is revealed. He is detected. Blade Master is seen. It's no longer invisible, but still has the damage amplification of coming out of Windwalk. Will it be enough to maybe take a Raider down as he is stuck in the Ensnare right now? Also, Incinerate on to, or Soulburn on to the Blade Master, preventing any spell usage right now. Firelord so good with that Soulburn. Ensnare onto the Blade Master. Blade Master falls, not able to Windwalk out. No mana available. Raiders now, as game one, with the lockdown capabilities. One more is going to fall. Really weak heroes here from RaZZoRMaN, but it might just be enough to take game two here. 29 food for CoopeR, 43 for RaZZoRMaN, as RaZZoRMaN just has enough to potentially take down the last Spirit Lodge of CoopeR. No more Shaman production available for CoopeR. Now we're stuck on Grunts, Kodos. Blade Master, 25%. Going to take quite a while before that Blade Master is back online. Ensnares available. So many ensnares, so many raiders. The siege damage now surrounded here with the help of the burrow. Not able to get into that burrow. That's for peons only, unfortunately. More ensnares onto the Shadow Hunter. The Shadow Hunter is going to fall, but not before a chain heal on himself. Does he have enough time to get out? But more ensnares. The chain ensnare of RaZZoRMaN continuing. So much ensnare as CoopeR falls. RaZZoRMaN takes the series 2-0, and he will move on to the grand finals.